Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, December 15. On this date in 1996, the World Wrestling Federation held its In Your House, It's Time pay-per-view. In the main event, Psycho Sid defeated Bret the Hitman Hart to retain the WWF Championship. On this date in 1997, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from Charlotte, North Carolina. In the main event, Ric Flair defeated Curt Hennig by disqualification. On this date in 2002, WWE held its Armageddon pay-per-view. In the main event, Triple H defeated Shawn Michaels in a 3 Stages of Hell match to win the World Heavyweight Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, December 15.
Hi, this is Jim Cornette, and you're listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Fearon on 1490 WBCB.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you. Feebly attempting to get the phones going here, and I certainly hope, I'm 99.9% sure, I think I got it here. I don't even know who we've got on the, Leo. Let's bring it up. I'm not even, let's see. All right. Do we have you on the line here? Is that Ron?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Oh my gosh, we got it working.
There we go.
Wow.
You can hear me now?
Yes, we've got you loud and clear here, Ron.
It's Ron from Watertown. I just want to comment on something. I want to comment on the fact that this AJ situation with Vicky Guerrero. What's going to be outcome Monday night when McMahon reviews the tape? The fact that she screwed AJ again. Having that referee who shouldn't even be a referee, shouldn't even be with the WWE. And what's he going to do? Reverse decision, or what's he going to do? What?
The whole thing. Well, Vicky Guerrero, I don't even know where to start with her. The fact that she's she's not the general manager, but she's the managing supervisor because they haven't come up with enough authority figure titles. I mean, it's kind of like how in pro sports you've got like the assistant general manager, and you've got, in football the linebackers coach, and you've got the assistant kickers coach, and just all these like different assistants, all these different authority figures. The fact that, I don't know, she comes out, she attempts to make a match, and then all of a sudden outstruts Vince with his power walk and basically bullies Vicky into making the decision that he wants her to make. It's like, why even have her around as an authority figure? I guess Vince doesn't want the travel schedule.
And here's another one. CM Punk, they're making excuses now. Ryback, they all said that Ryback wrestled CM Punk, and then he gets hurt, and they had to make that a 6-man tag team match. It proved Ryback another chance of not winning the title. And that's an excuse, I think, because CM Punk, I think he's afraid to wrestle Ryback.
Well, I do have it on good authority. The surgery is legitimate, so it was an emergency procedure. His knee did lock up, and
so it is a legitimate anyway.
Yeah, it was a legitimate.
Now they're keeping the title. How many days now without? If he had the title now, and I just
believe he's up to 393 right now.
And giving CM Punk, there's got to be something that could beat him for it. For the title finally. CM Punk sound like he's just enjoying this.
393 days, I believe, is where we're at.
That's a long time.
So yes, next Saturday when I'm on the air, we could probably have a 400-day celebration for CM Punk if we wanted to, but I don't know if we're going to do that.
Enough is enough. And I want to comment on something else. AJ Styles, like you mentioned the heel turn. I saw it coming too. It doesn't make sense. He acts like everybody owes him a living suddenly because he's lost. He don't have a championship match until 2014. I'm sorry for that. I know he's a good talent. It's like he's using his career is wasted. I just feel like.
Well, I don't know. His promo just kind of seemed. I guess he got more cheers than I think back to when Jeff Jarrett flipped back over to the from WCW to the World Wrestling Federation back in I think it was '97 when Yeah, when he basically ripped on Vince McMahon, who was still on commentary at that point, and ripped on the he even said, "Remember the gold tooth," and talked about how that particular character wasn't all that good, and proceeded to cut this promo, basically a similar thing. I tried being a good guy, and now I'm just going to do my own thing. And he was controversial for a little bit, and then fast forward a couple of months, and he's right back in WCW, and feuding with the Four Horsemen and the NWO, and being involved in all that. So I don't know.
Let me ask you this. I mean, somebody told me this, and I want to know if it's true. One of the Ace of Eights, when they were wrestling on Thursday night, the big guy, somebody told me that's Abyss.
Wait, the big guy from...
What's your opinion on that?
Oh, what? The Joseph Parks thing? I mean, that's been going...
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that when they wrestled this week against, what's I said, that guy's name, Kurt Angle brings out those two guys.
Wes Briscoe?
One of them looked like he was built like Abyss.
I'm guessing you're meaning Wes Briscoe. Well, yeah, no, they definitely... Yeah, definitely not Abyss. I mean, we're still kind of waiting to see if they're gonna, I guess, pull the trigger on the Joseph Park Abyss. I mean, there are a lot of potentials with that, and they've seemed to cool off that character a little bit in favor of the whole Bully Ray, Brooke Hogan thing.
And why are they going there with that? That's so stupid. I mean, another scandal.
Well, I don't know. At this point, I mean, it seems like TNA's got good ideas on paper, but the execution of them kind of has them in the middle of a lake with a rowboat and one oar. Like they're paddling themselves into a circle, and they got to figure out.
They're trying for help with the ratings, and I think they're doing better ratings than WWE at this point.
No. They can barely crack a 1.0. WWE, even though they haven't been that great, they're still in the upper, mid to upper twos. So I mean, WWE's ratings are still almost 3 times as high as TNA's are. So don't get crazy with the rating.
I mean, I actually, if I was one that was rating a show, I think it stinks personally. WWE, TNA, I like the way they're going. I just this angle with the Shield now. All these different names they've had in the past. They had NWO, they had Nexus, and now the Shield. I wonder how long they'll go with that storyline.
Well, to be fair, Ron, and thanks so much for the call. I got to get rolling. If ratings were determined by you, you'd have given TNA about a 13.2 with a 28 share, and you'd have WWE out of business by now. So, not to say that there's a little bit of bias there, but yeah, there's a little bit of bias there. Just throwing that out there. Oh gosh. John again throwing the great Colleen Hornswoggle, hashtag best thing going in WWE, hashtag sarcasm, and hashtag they're on TV. Yeah, I'll call you out for using the improper form of there. You're welcome. Should be THEY''RE. Yeah, since I figure you throw out all of the Damian Sandow stuff, a little tit for tat. That can be the beginning of my hashtag heel turn. There we go. All right, a little more news and notes here. We got about 10 minutes left in the program. Former WWE diva Tammy Sytch, this goes back to last week. She asked a judge to modify the protective order that her former boyfriend filed against her. Sytch said that she needed time with the man to work out their problems and move forward. However, the judge denied the request, and the story notes that Sytch is still undergoing court-ordered rehab. Of course, she violated that protective order I think 3 times in the span of 3 days, and was arrested all 3 times subsequently, which is pretty much what has her in the hot water that she has now. And to say the least, that's a shame. We've had Tammy here on the program before, and we can only hope that she'll be able to get her get herself straightened out. And finally, I mentioned it earlier, from the Abe Vigoda files. Independent wrestler DC Drake has not died despite numerous rumors and reports to the contrary. Drake's sister Carly Stackhouse sent out a correction on her Facebook page. Quote, "For those who happen to be hearing false rumors, my brother Don Drake, a.k.a. DC or Mad Dog Drake, is not dead. He is alive and well. I just got off the phone with him, so please, I ask that you do not spread these rumors and put them out when you hear them. Again, he is not dead. He is alive and well. Those rumors, they spread widely enough that even Paul Heyman had words of condolences for the falsely reported as past Drake." So, a lot of people bought into it. Drake actually issued a statement regarding his falsely reported death. Quote, "Last night I was informed by my sister that my obituary appeared on several wrestling news sites. Her first question to me was, 'Are you okay?' And my question to her was, 'If you thought I was dead, why would you call me?'" Fair point. "I remember a profound piece of advice I received from several old-timers in the wrestling business when I started in the sport. Never believe your own publicity, and in this case, I am more than pleased to follow that advice. In reading some of the reports, I must say I was flattered and humbled by the nice things people were saying about my wrestling career, and although the circumstances under which these words were written are not necessarily what I would want them to be, the memories that flooded back to me gave me pause. Paul Heyman's words were especially meaningful given the many hours he and I spent in the trenches trying to build a strong Northeastern independent wrestling scene. Regarding my health, yes, I do have serious heart problems, which include multiple surgeries and heart attacks. I did briefly use steroids under a doctor's care. However, I don't blame anyone or anything for my health issues, as I made the choice to take a shortcut and must take responsibility for my own actions. But with every negative comes a positive, and I try to make the most out of lessons I have learned in life. Professional wrestling allows me to see and do things I never would have had the opportunity to do in any other profession. I've traveled the country and the world and met good and bad people, witnessed the damage that drug and alcohol addiction can do to professional athletes, and sadly watched the passing of many young men I have worked with in the business. This has helped motivate me to continue in the career I had before wrestling and now after wrestling. As many of the articles stated, I am the director of a substance use disorder treatment program for individuals afflicted with HIV/AIDS at the Shattuck Hospital in Boston, working for Victory Programs, Inc. Even with my health issues, I am blessed to be able to wake up every morning and do something I truly enjoy and am dedicated to. I certainly hope to be doing this work for many years to come. Happy holidays to all." So, good news from DC Drake, and bad news to whoever started that rumor, because obviously it was proven false. And I'm sure somebody out there is asking, who is Abe Vigoda? Because I did mention that earlier. You probably remember him. Well, you might remember him from a couple of things. He was in The Godfather. He was in Barney Miller. He was in that commercial with Betty White, the Snickers commercial a couple of years ago. Oh, gosh. I've seen it, and I can't remember his character's name off the top of my head. But, you got a computer there. Look it up. Rookies. What can you do?
Keep you on your feet. Test your knowledge.
Test this. I was gonna say this extends a little bit beyond my wrestling knowledge, just a smidgen. I'm surprised I remembered he was in a Snickers commercial with Betty White. But there were rumors and reports back in the early 80s stating that he had passed away when in fact he hadn't, and it got to the point where it was a running joke and gag for a while. And even now in his, I want to say, late 80s, he is still alive. And I'm sure somebody's probably starting a rumor that he has passed. And it'll probably be one of those deals where even when eventually he does pass away, that people won't believe it because it's been so, it's been such a rumor for so long of a period of time.
Went by the name Tessio.
Tessio, that's right. He was Tessio in The Godfather. Sure, all of my my movie buff friends are going to be giving me all kinds of heat for not knowing that. But then again, most of my friends know that movies and I aren't exactly best of friends. I haven't seen a lot of those. I've seen my fair share of, WrestleManias and Royal Rumbles and SummerSlams and Survivor Series, though. So it balances out. At least for this program, it does. All right, other bits of news. The Rock advertised for Elimination Chamber. WWE is advertising The Rock for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view on WWE's live events page from their website. You can check it out at WWE.com. Elimination Chamber will run February 17th from the New Orleans Arena. Also, Jeff Hardy. He releases an album through TNA. He's released his debut album, Similar Creatures, through TNA Knockout Music. Hardy and TNA's Dale Oliver wrote all the songs, and the album was recorded at OTM Studios in Brentwood, Tennessee, according to a press release issued by TNA. The album is available at shoptna.com as well as iTunes, among other outlets. And I mentioned earlier Paul Heyman Wrestling. To quote Kurt Angle, at least when he was in the Federation, it's true, it's true. WWE advertising 2 matches for their return to Madison Square Garden on December 27th. It's a little under 2 weeks from now. The Raw live event features John Cena against Dolph Ziggler in a cage match and Ryback against Paul Heyman. That's right. The voice of the voiceless against the man who constantly wants to be fed more. Should be interesting and a heck of a treat. A nice little post-Christmas present for those in the New York area. And finally, Hogan, he's still getting attention for his sex tape. Hulk Hogan's leaked sex tape has drawn the second highest number of unique visitors to the Gawker website stories this year, according to HuffingtonPost.com. It ranks second to some rather revealing photos of Kate Middleton, of course, the wife of Prince William, over there across the pond in England. Yeah, I got nothing. I don't know where the heck to go with that. I got nothing. You know what? We'll be back next week. That's pretty much where we're gonna wrap it. We'll review TLC. I'll be at Raw this Monday night, so I'll go over my experience with that. My first 3-hour Monday Night Raw. We'll see if I stay awake for it. And obviously, we'll make our way to the Genesis and Royal Rumble pay-per-views, and we'll talk a little Christmas stuff, since, of course, next week will be the Saturday before Christmas. See if I can bust out. We'll have to bust out the old Bobby Heenan Santa Claus clip from back in the 80s. That's always a treat. I know that I busted that out a couple of years ago, and it's always a treat to kind of go back and listen to certain things of that nature. And yeah, we'll see where things go. Get an update on CM Punk's knee. Says he'll be good to go to face The Rock at the Royal Rumble, and you know, Rumble speculation is around the corner. It's my favorite event of the year, and I'm sure it's a few of yours out there as well. So we'll have plenty of Rumble chat coming up over the course of the next few weeks. That's going to do it for me. Thanks to Starship Matt Sarshik for pushing the buttons, turning the dials, and working the phones, or at least attempting to get the phones to work. It took a little while. He's got music for you until 4 o'clock. We've got a high school debate coming from 4 to 6. Joe LeCompte, he'll have the 60s through the 90s and beyond later tonight from 6 until midnight, and then I'll be back with the chart toppers. And until then, I'm going to take a 167-hour break from talking pro wrestling here on WBCB. And I'll be back next Saturday with more Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB.
1490 WBCB, Levittown, Fairless Hills, Trenton.